Well, we are glad you're here because the next 4 minutes is all about diving into the weather patterns that will get us through the last week of May and the start of June. Meteorologist Rhythm Reet is here with us. And Rhythm, let's first just take a general look at this final week of May and some of the systems that we will be tracking.
Well, we've seen through this weekend really that cooler pattern, but as we head towards the middle of the week, we will see a little bit slight ridging finally return across areas of the prairies. That's going to bring back some of that warmth. They've been below seasonal for this time of year. The active weather for the beginning of the week across eastern Canada persisting. And as we head towards the end of the week, the first day of June, we will see more of that ridging push across regions of eastern Canada, a little bit into BC, but that active storm track returns across the prairies.
Okay, we are going to talk about the Colorado low moving into Ontario, Quebec, and Atlantic Canada. That is coming up. But Rhythm, first, let's focus in on the west coast. Cool conditions for Vancouver continue. Lots of rainfall coming into the forecast.
And the troughing, that's what's going to really usher in a lot of that rain. As we're going towards our Tuesday morning, a second trough, that's going to bring additional showers, and a third one heading into Wednesday. So when we take a look at the amount of rainfall we'll see through the beginning half of this week, up toward the areas of Prince George, just east of that, great for the wildfires, looking at upwards of 30 millimeters of rain, and those higher elevations across the lower mainland can even get up to 75 millimeters.
It's some great news. And you know, it's not just British Columbia that's benefiting from this cool, wet pattern, helping to bring that moisture back into the ground. We're going to see that as well with a different system that we'll be tracking across the northern prairies this week.
Like as we get towards the middle of the week, we get this low pressure system that's really going to develop and move up from the state, and it's going to be hovering right over northern parts of Saskatchewan and Manitoba. So we will be looking at persistent rain, and as we're taking a look towards the next 7 days, Fort McMurray getting a second round of rain. Additionally, any of the wildfires towards the northern end of Saskatchewan will be really benefiting from all of this rain.
Absolutely, and looking at the Paw as well, a place where people have had to evacuate to, this rainfall is super beneficial. Now, as we go to the eastern side of the country, Ontario and Quebec certainly have been in a soggy, wet pattern, Atlantic Canada too, and another big system is coming into Monday.
And that's going to be that Colorado low. That's also going to bring another round of active weather. As we're going towards Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're really going to see it hone in and spread out right across eastern Canada. But one of the places that we really have a focus on for Monday is going to be eastern Ontario. We have the risk for some possibly severe thunderstorms, so large hail is definitely on the lookout, but we also might be looking at some rotating storms. So that's something that we're going to continue to follow here at the Weather Network all day today and tomorrow.
Absolutely, and we know that thunderstorm risk will start in Windsor, it'll carry past Ottawa, so let's time out this Colorado low.
As we're heading towards our evening period today, that's when we're going to start to see those initial bands of rain push in through the overnight across southern Ontario. We can expect some nocturnal storms. Monday does become a wet day across southern Ontario and especially southern Quebec, but Tuesday, it doesn't mean this low pressure is just going to go away. The troughing on the back end, that's going to bring some additional rainfall once again to southern Ontario. So for areas like Timmins as well as Chapleau, who are in direct line for all of this rain, they're going to be looking at multiple days of persistent rain.
Now, speaking of persistent rain, there's a big area of high pressure off into the Atlantic. That's another element of this final week of May. That's going to hold some rain, especially over Newfoundland.
You got it, Rachel. And when we're taking a look at this, taking a look at the timing, as that rain comes on in on the later half of Monday across Atlantic Canada, the high pressure just blocking it in place, heavy rainfall, especially across the Berkshire coast and that eastern coast of Atlantic Canada. Just taking a look over to Chapleau, that's why we're going to be looking at such heavy rainfall because of all of the continuous rain there.
All right, many Canadians, soggy end to May.